you could get into stretch positions like this all in a matter of months. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things health, wellness, and fitness. And if you're not following me yet, what are you waiting for? Anyways, today we're going to be delving into something different and exciting. I've received so many questions on my Instagram, TikTok about my stretches. Little backstory. I started stretching about 18 months ago. That's 1 year and 6 months. And prior to then, I have never performed any stretch. I literally have never attempted a split before then. But then I started in gradually. And guys, here we are today. And I'm going to be taking you through some common stretches you can do as a beginner just getting started. You literally don't know how to get into your stretches. You don't know where to start from. Come with me because we're going to be diving deep into all of this. Now, if you're a complete beginner, here are a few things I want you to know and the mindset I want you to carry. Anybody can be flexible. Whether or not you stretched when you were a child, whether or not you did ballet as a child, anyone can be flexible. Fat, slim, chubby, any shape, you can be flexible. Now, when I was about starting my stretch journey, I stumbled on someone at the gym one day and I saw her getting into a full split position. The first thing that came to my head was like, oh yeah, she must have been stretching for a long time. But guess what? She literally just started about a year ago. And that alone changed my entire mindset. Another thing I want you to have at the back of your mind is that flexibility is not just for the art of it. It is for your motion. It is for your posture. There's this thing flexibility does for you and stretching. It helps you repair those worn out tissues a lot faster. It helps you overall from your walking posture to your sitting posture to how you get into certain positions to the pains you feel in your joints and even down to how you feel in your pelvic region. Now, this one is especially for my ladies. One thing your flexibility training and your stretches do for you over time, the more you practice and the better you get, is that even during childbirth, especially when you worked on the pelvic region, childbirth becomes a lot easier because you have trained your pelvic floors and the muscles there. For today, we are going to be starting with very simple, basic stretches that anyone can do. You can do this at home, you can do this at the gym. I'm at the gym right now, but this is something I do even from the comfort of my home. First of all, I want you to get on your fours, meaning your hands on the floor. It's good to have a mat when you're doing this so you don't bruise your knees or your hands. Now you get into that position and then I want you to take, this is called the cat-cow pose. I want you to take in your back. You want to have sort of an arc just like this. And then what do? You bring it out. Now, one key thing I want you to note in all of your stretches is your breathing. There is something that happens when you hold your breath. Whenever you hold your breath, your joints lock. Your brain assumes that what? You're in shock or you're in danger. So what happens? Your joints lock up. But in times when the stretches are getting difficult, you want to what? Breathe through it. The more air you take inside, the more you're able to get into that stretch position. Now let's go back to our cat-cow pose. So you do this, take it all the way in, as far in as you possibly can. Now you bring it all the way out. So you want to do this motion for about 10 to 15 times. Release all the tension you feel. Imagine your body is a body of water flowing freely, or your body is a bird flying freely in the air without worries. Now that's another thing stretches are good for. They're good for your mind. Get into that position. Get lost in it if possible. Next, you want to get into your downward dog position. Now, this is what I want you to do. Stretch out your hands a little. And then, you put your legs like you want to run. Now, come all the way up. But when you come up, I want you to take your head into your body. Like you want to reach for your pelvic region. So you look all the way down. Look at your knees. When you imagine yourself looking at your knees, this helps you to get into that position deeper. Look at your knees and then come back. Now from here, I like to go into cobra position. When you get into your cobra position, you want to have that very deep stretch. A very, very deep stretch. Oh, this feels good. You want to take this motion and breathe through it. Ensure you're breathing. Breathe through it. Give yourself that very deep stretch. Now, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to bring your shoulders up like this. You want to be relaxed. Like I said, your stretches are all about relaxing. Relax it. Now, you can go into child pose from there. Child pose is another very wonderful position. You want to do like you're sitting on your legs and then you stretch out your upper body. Stretch out your upper body. If possible, go deeper. Now you want to do the same flow for about 3 times, 30 seconds. You want to go into your downward dog. From downward dog, you get into cobra position. From cobra position, you get back into your child pose. Now you want to do this particular motion for about 3 times. Now most times when we work out and we don't get our form right, one of the places we feel the pains the most is in our lower back, especially when you're squatting, you're doing your RDLs, you're doing your Bulgarian split squat. Now proceeding to our lower body stretches, you want to get in a lunge position. Here, you're going to do the same thing for both legs. So for the first leg, you get into a lunge position. Now, when you get into a lunge position, you want to get into a lunge position that is very deep. Get as deep as possible. So when you get in deep, you want to sort of sit into it. Leaning forward helps you. You can still extend that leg forward and what? Get into a very deep lunge. One thing I like to do is imagine I'm a body of water while doing this. You can listen to some yoga music to help you. You get into that position, stretch out. Feel free to also stretch your back while at this. You stretch out. That feels good. You stretch out. After you get your deep lunge, so you could go back and forth. But one thing you want to do, especially when you're stretching after your workout, is that you want to get deep into those positions and sit in it. Sit in it rather than moving. You want to have those static and your dynamic stretches all together. Sit into it. Next, you want to attempt. It's okay if this is where your hands end, but you want to attempt to have your elbows on the floor. If you can, put your elbows on the floor. If you can't, it's fine to just have your hands here and slowly go down. But if you can, have your elbows on the floor. One thing this does is that it helps you to what? Open up your hips. It helps you to open up your hips while stretching your quads. Now you want to repeat the same motion for the second leg. For the second leg, we're going to have something like this. Same motion. You do the same thing for your second leg. Remember, you take a very deep stretch, and then what? You have your hands on the floor. If you can go further, have your elbows on the floor. The next stretch we're going to have, you're going to be all on your back, lie flat on your back. Next, you want to take one of your legs and have your hand. Now, the purpose of having your hand on your knee and pulling your body to yourself, pulling your leg to yourself is that what? It gives you that deep stretch, especially on days when you've worked on your quads, you've worked on your hamstring. You want to have that what? Very deep stretch. So you bring your leg. Remember, your back is flat on the floor. You bring that leg close to yourself. You do that for 30 seconds. Repeat it on the other leg. And then you also want to try where you take both legs. Take both legs and place them close to your body. If possible, hug yourself. Stay in this position. Breathe through it. Remember, do not hold your breath. Now for our next stretch, we're going to be stretching out our hamstrings. But we're going to be doing so in a seated position. Now what I want you to do is reach for your legs. But don't do this. Here's the mistake people make. People do this, but no. You want to maintain a what? A straight profile. and as much as possible. It's okay if you can't reach for your legs, but with time and with practice, it definitely gets better. So this is what I want you to do. Go all the way down. Remember, we're not slouching. We're not doing this. Maintain a straight profile. Go all the way down. Now you want to use your head to touch your knees. You want to assume you want to kiss your knees. That's a good way to think about it. Now you slowly go down, then hold your toes. When you get into this position, you want to hold it for about 30 seconds. You get that very deep stretch in your hamstrings. That feels so good. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos on healthy living, lifestyle, fitness, and wellness. See you in my next video. Bye.